making a video after a very very long time. So it's been more than 10 days. I think I haven't shot any video, and if you hear some disturbance in the background, I think it's okay. But I wanted to share what I learned during this training, which I recently went through. And I think one of the, not one of the, in fact, the thing that gives me most joy in my life is learning something new or upgrading my skills, not just knowledge, not just information, but the skills that I have. And I have always worn the badge of having good communication skills. And when I actually started to become a communication skills trainer, I got to know that there is so much to learn about communication, about human psychology, about how the brain works. And if we just work on the surface with your communication or with your personality, you won't see any lasting results. But we need to work really deep with your belief systems, with all the fundamental things that we have as humans in our personality. And this has a journey since the last 3 years. But the recent training program that I went to was to deepen my implementation of the NLP knowledge that I have. So, NLP, if you don't know, in the personal development industry or in the area of enabling people, uplifting people, is known as neuro linguistic programming. So, when we talk about neuro linguistic programming, we are using our neurology, we are using our language to give feedback to our unconscious or subconscious mind, whatever you call. So, we learn or we develop behaviors, and we are programming our mind every single day and every single second. And, if we don't give a feedback, whether it is a thing that is helping our growth or not helping our growth, our unconscious mind learns certain things which are not helpful for us. That's how we develop fears, that's how we develop patterns or habits that are not good for us. Because consciously, we all know certain things are not good or certain behaviors are harming us. But even after knowing or having so much of knowledge, we are not able to implement it. So my focus was a lot on this implementation, that how do I learn to implement it for myself, for my clients, so that I'll be able to help them make a lasting behavior change. And this training was really a breakthrough for me to learn those kind of implementations. And I'm very excited to implement all of this in my practice and take my practice levels deeper when it comes to work, and when it comes to impact levels higher. And that is a different kind of satisfaction and calmness that I felt after the training. Arjun is saying something. I've just come to the awareness and understanding that my core value lies in contributing to others and helping them transform. Where do I start? Okay, Arjun, so start with the problem that you can really help people with. So, everybody, who is wanting to help people improve something in their life, we have our personal challenges which we have overcome. Okay, that could be procrastination, that could be something related to your emotions, or it can be something related to your lifestyle. If you have done that for yourself, you know what are the problems and where you're coming from. So start there. Start exploring people's psychology and mindset more in that space, and after that get certified, get trained by good mentors, and then start building your practice as a coach. So that is always the starting point, your personal experience, plus getting trained. And if you are not ready to have this entrepreneurship mindset, then coaching is a difficult field to be in, because there are no jobs in coaching. People keep on asking me, are there internships or are there jobs? You'll hardly find. There are some coaches who hire other coaches to work with them, but those opportunities are very few, and you don't even know how to get into that. So I think if you are willing to have an entrepreneur mindset, or you have it already, then coaching is a good space, because people have this intent of helping people, have this intent of, okay, learning from a mentor, but they don't have the intent to learn business. So if you don't want to get involved in the business aspect of coaching, then that would be a problem. So either get ready for it, or have a business coach or a business mentor, because that is such a crucial area that people forget to focus on. because that is where all your profits lie. And impact plus profits gives you a sustainable business. If you don't have fuel to give to your business, even you won't be able to make that big impact that you want, because even I was a person who used to feel very awkward as to how do I charge money for something that I'm helping people with. And I, because I come from like a social work background, even if I am engineer by profession, all throughout my college, all that I had done was social work. So I used to feel that way, but then I understood how people take money. So I've clearly seen the difference, and I've also understood that if I want to keep continuing making the impact, business has to be different and my social activity space has to be different. So there are certain things that I purely do for a social impact and social purpose. I don't mix it with my business, and that clarity has given me so much peace of mind. And now I know that what is the purpose behind what I'm doing, and nobody is able to gaslight me into thinking that, oh, you are such a profit driven person who's thinking about money and all. I think that is a very bad mindset to be in, and people who gaslight you somewhere actually also want to earn money, but they're just not ready to be in acceptance with the fact that you can actually earn money because you are creating that kind of ROI in people's life. So if you are creating, let's say people procrastinate, they don't go for job interviews, they don't go back after their career breaks, they're missing out on big opportunities. So if they go back, they are going to end up earning in lakhs. So if you are charging few thousands or a fraction of the impact that you're creating, what's wrong in that? There's nothing wrong in that, because you are really helping that person do that for themselves. So once a person understands this particular thing, their aura, their vibe, their influence just is able to communicate this thing without them talking so much about it. So hence I feel that one should not shy away either from business communication, marketing, talking about your work. A lot of times, initially you may have to talk about your work a little bit, but after that your vibe, your testimonials and people speak for you rather than you speaking for yourself. Arjun is saying, I did watch your video on ICF certification. I have spent 14. Arjun, I hope you are okay with sharing this on a public platform. Exposure to NLP and therapy. Okay, very good, Arjun. That has been a journey for you, I must say. But congratulations that it was helpful for you. So in India, I have learned that most of the youth don't have flexible coaches in their age bracket to undo addictions. Of so far, this scenario, what course do you think suits best? Arjun, I don't know if you've learned NLP properly or not. Are you being trained in NLP? Okay, NLP helped you in certain ways, but I would say that if you haven't been trained in NLP, get yourself trained in NLP, because NLP and different things have helped you out. And when you're dealing with some very difficult cases, you also need a team of people from different branches. you know a lot of times, there are people who work with a therapist and a coach. So they have a team of a therapist and a coach. They worked with a medical doctor and a coach. So for complicated scenarios, I always say that have this kind of a team structure going on, because you need expertise from different fields. But when you're starting, do not take up very, very complicated cases where you're not sure if you'll be able to help the client or not. Okay, so you can start with something that you find is doable for according to your confidence, and also keeping this communication very, very clear with your clients. And later on, when you see that there are results coming on, that is the time when you can work with other professionals. And it's very good that some people are really open to exploring, like some professionals are open to working with a coach, and a lot of times some professionals are not, and it's not their fault, because sometimes some people in the coaching industry can sound really gimmicky. they promise you certain stuff, or they do certain stuff which feels like, oh, is this really possible, what are they saying? So you can't trust them. When you see or when you speak to them, you can't trust them. For example, I personally did a procedure for myself, for the fear of heights. And I know that because I had the fear of heights, I was not taking the learning curve at all. Or I mean, I would go on the treks and mountains, but I constantly needed somebody to hold my hand. I was not able to look down from a lot of heights. So when I did this procedure on myself, it's not that I can go and climb a tallest mountain of the world today or tomorrow, but yeah, I can go up to certain floors and look down and not feel that fear. So this is how these tools of NLP or any kind of therapy or programming work. And you have to be exposed to that fear or to that change in a very controlled manner. But yes, because you're using NLP or you are using any other therapy for that matter, you are able to achieve that result in a shorter period of time, because you're working with a coach, you're working with an expert, you're working with a professional. So this is the psychology that we need to have before we use tools like NLP, or before we use any other tools for that matter. So people say, well, anyways, these results are eventually going to come. The learning curve is something that can't be skipped, but it can be shortened. For sure, it can be shortened. And because of people already having fears, and people already having their own inhibitions and limiting beliefs, they don't even approach the learning curve. That is the biggest problem. So there's so many people, especially you'll see that they have come to a certain age and expertise of certain levels, but when it comes to coming on camera or when it comes to sharing their thought process, they definitely have a lot of challenges over there. And I help leaders break through these challenges and really share what they want to share with the world, increase their charisma, increase their confidence when they come on stage. So this happens even after having expertise and high performance in some other area of life, but lacking that in another area of life. So all of this reprogramming has to be done very, very strategically. That's what I'm trying to say. Arjun says true. Sometimes people expect that J curve, especially when attention spans have become lower. As a coach, don't you think that's a challenge? I think it's important to help people understand how our neurology works and how things actually work. It's not people's fault, because everything else on the internet is feeding them that you will achieve it this quickly, and it can happen. I'm not saying that everything takes time, not necessarily. There are certain challenges or certain habits that personally for myself I was able to quit very, very quickly. So it's all depends on how is your unconscious mind responding to these changes, and how much time does the unconscious mind need. So when we say the unconscious mind, we're not talking about something supernatural. I'm not talking about the universe, the god, the spirit, nothing of that sort. Unconscious means we are unconscious when we are sleeping, right? We are not conscious. So, whatever state is that, when we are sleeping, still our bodily functions are going on. Our heart is beating, our breath is going on, and the mind or the intelligence which keeps on functioning all of this is the unconscious mind. It is there. That is why it is all functioning. So it is all very scientific. So when people understand this particular thing, that it is the intelligence of the body and the mind together which is keeping that in sync, because mind and body are not two different parts, they are one. And that is something that is functioning them together. And if there's a change that your body needs, that I want some time for it, it will take time. But if your body is like, okay, I understood where the problem was, I can sort it out like this, it will sort it out like that. So it is all depending on how your unconscious mind is responding and what is your particular case. And that is why we cannot make general statements. And all these intricacies, people are not even interested in listening to, and a lot of people are also not talking to. So I think, let me do my part. If I am educated in this particular domain and I am getting trained, I am learning, and I observe people, I work in enabling people to make the changes that they want in their life, so why not I share? Okay, that's always been my logic. Why not I share if I know about something? So if they want to understand, if they are understanding, if they find it logical enough to understand, they will understand, otherwise they won't. That is why you see, if somebody is talking in a very scientific terms, people, there are very few people who will actually want to listen or understand what they are trying to say. But let's say somebody just gave you a manifestation course, majority of the Indian population will buy the manifestation course. I'm not saying it doesn't work or manifestation is a wrong thing, no, but that's how people's they respond to that kind of stimulus. Okay, we have programmed ourselves, like you were telling that we living in the area of shorter attention spans, so we have programmed ourselves to um, believe in this thing. Okay, but yeah, if it's working for you, then it's good. If it's not working for you, having patience is also important. So both the things are important, and as far as I have learned so many things, what I know for sure is that you cannot oversimplify or generalize these issues. Yes, if I can see what are the changes that need to be made in your life so that you get that kind of boost and productivity that you want, making those changes are very easy. Okay, but we have to be in the same line and same understanding when we are trying to make those changes. So this kind of understanding and mutual understanding has to be there between a coach and a client, or any kind of practitioner and their client. And that is why, that is why all of this is important. Arjun is saying accessibility, simplicity in terms of understanding that sells faster. Yes, accessibility is already, so I will say that there are so many people who are there in the personal development industry, it's not hard to access them. Simplicity in terms of understanding, yes, for sure. And simplicity is one of the most complicated things in the world. Yeah. So there are so many things that go into why certain people buy certain kind of things, and that is why every coach is not for everybody, and every client doesn't fit with every coach, and that is why initially in some time we get to know that. And I always do this exercise after I have done 4 5 clients. I always do this exercise as to what kind of clients do I want to work with? What mindset do I want them to have, and where are the areas where I can really help them then? So these are all the things that are a huge impact to be considered. They have a huge impact in the change making process that we do. So yeah, I'm very excited to implement all of these learnings in my work, and very soon we will have a training, free training online, where I can help you out. So it has been a very long time since I didn't do a free training, and to everybody who keeps on saying that how can we meet you for free for once, so we want to talk, you all can leverage these free trainings that I give away once a while in 6 months or 4 months. We always do this. So that is an opportunity where we can really get to interact, and I really look forward to interacting with all of you. So you all can come to those trainings, and all the details, everything will be given to you on my YouTube itself. And if you find YouTube is difficult, then Instagram is much easier. There also you can have access to all this free trainings and all of those things. Okay, so see you during that time. And for now, we are closing this conversation. I wanted to share more of what I learned, but I have another life coaching call to attend now. So bye bye, see you again in the next live.